My name is Quinn Gabriel. I'm the executive producer of Psychopomp, but I'm also playing two characters within this film called Ed and also Retrovision.
I'm Samantha Weller, and I play the role of Birdie in the movie.
Okay.
I'm Kyle Peck, and I am Ren in Psychopomp.
Okay.
And I'm Becky Moore, and I play Fauna.
And where are you from?
I'm actually from Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's probably the furthest.
I think so, anyway. Yeah.
I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Nice.
I'm from the Sacramento area.
Okay.
I also grew up in Sacramento, and now I'm in the Placerville area.
How is it you came to accept a role in a horror film?
I actually found out through a friend of mine at a local skating rink, and he let me know that he needed some help working on this part for Ren. And so I was actually helping him out while simultaneously trying to audition for the same role. And so, 2 weeks afterwards, the auditions came in. I was going over 4 different characters, but Ren was the one that I literally memorized the most, and I felt more physically and psychologically and socially the most. So I had a person, go, Ren. And I literally did it, and within like 5 seconds he was like, okay, great, now you're ready for the audition. And so I did my audition, and I just put my heart and soul in there, and it was quite the audition.
How was it for you ladies?
When I first saw the casting call for Psychopomp, in my area there's like a lot of horror movies and stuff like that, and my first role was actually in an episode of Investigation Discovery. But I was kind of trying to get away from that a little bit, but I noticed that this was a casting call for a psychological thriller, and I haven't seen a lot of casting calls for that, so I was kind of like, oh, this looks interesting. And I saw that it was in Stockton, California. That really kind of stood out to me, because I'm like, I haven't heard of a lot of things being filmed there at all. And the character kind of stood out to me as well. And when I auditioned for it, I didn't think I had much of a chance because I was all the way in Virginia, so I actually did a self-tape that they asked me to do. And I really didn't think I would have much of a chance again, because I thought they were looking for just people in California. But I really felt like the character was just so interesting. But when I auditioned, it was the part where my character was at a bar and she starts talking about how she's seeing a bug, and I'm like, this character is so interesting, and so yeah, and they called me about 2 or 3 months later, and they told me that I got the role, and it was really exciting.
The actress that was originally going to play Fauna, for some reason, I think it was a car accident, she couldn't come in.
I'm so sorry. I wish as well.
And I was actually asked and given the script within 12 hours of when I started filming.
Oh my
I never acted. As a youth, I was like, I'm really feeling like an actress. I think I want to do this. But when you grow older, you kind of realize that's not an everyday thing that somebody can do. So when I was given the opportunity to potentially be in a movie, I was like, okay, but I'm afraid I'm really gonna ruin somebody's art. Arthur gave his blood and sweat into this script that he made, and I was really worried about screwing it up. But I had a friend tell me, if that's something you've ever wanted to do, then you just need to do it. Just go for it. So I did. I was really nervous, and
12 hours.
It was 12. It really was 12 hours. And I stayed up all night looking at the script and what I was supposed to do, because I actually had to shoot the very next day. And I just showed up and asked what they wanted, and she's a protagonist, she's kind of a bitch, and I said, I can be a bitch. And I think I kind of am on it, so it worked out.
How many hours do you think you guys filmed that had to, prepare and then actually film? What was that for you as far as study time, so to speak?
Let's see, I think I started mid-April, late April. I think I started coming in mid to late June.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I came a few days early just to get acclimated with the environment. And so I got to meet the cast and the other crew, and we started going over lines.
Yeah.
And it was nice to just get that acclimation. But in terms of just studying studying the lines, studying the mannerisms, studying everything about this character, it took me as long as it needed to before I got on set. And I just did my best to do my part and own it.
Yeah, every time I wasn't filming, I was looking at my lines.
Right.
Just running over in my head.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
How about for you?
Yeah, I think I also also got cast around the same time, like in April, so I started, it was actually kind of difficult for me to figure out how to get in character because Birdie's a very interesting character, like she's kind of a psycho, but she's kind of not, in a way that makes sense. So I was trying to figure out like the best way to get into character, and I'm like, you know, she sees this like bug, and you can kind of say like she's almost like a psycho character, but she's really not. She has this whole other side of her. Like she's very down to earth. She's a little bit anxious. She kind of dives right into things. But she's also kind of like really self-confident. And I kind of brought out the qualities that I relate to in her and me. Like I have a little bit of anxiety, but I'm also down to earth, and I'm very like confident with all kinds of people and in myself. And I just kind of went about that. But I also actually like went outside and started just like observing birds and bugs. Like I started doing that almost every day because that literally helped me like kind of get into her mindset. Like that's why she
Like why she would freak out about bugs.
And I actually couldn't figure that part out. Like I wouldn't say I'm scared of bugs, but I think they're just kind of gross. But I actually had to visualize like a giant bug in my head that I started doing that. So I'd just be like imagining there's like I turn and there's like a giant bug, and I actually started to freak myself out.
Okay, so going from acting to producing.
Okay.
How was that for you?
First of all, you know, I have been acting for probably, 20 some odd years. But one of the things that kind of interests me kind of in the producer aspect is being able to understand different types of people, also being able to understand different kinds of paperwork involved in the backdrops of how movies are made. And I think that and the legalities that are involved with it, entities, and all the other things that could occur that a lot of actors don't even think about. And you know, I think that that's one of my draws to it. As a graduate from LA Film School, that would probably be my draw to it.
And for all of the actors here, do you guys want to give your handles and let them know how they can get in touch with you, continue following your work, and continue to be a fan and support everything that you guys continue to do in your endeavors?
Quint Gabriel _ on Instagram and Quint Gabriel on Facebook.
And how would they spell that?
Oh, it's spelled just like my favorite film, Jaws. Spelled Quint.
And for me, I have two Instagrams. My acting Instagram is Samantha Weller _official. If you want to see my other account, which is a little more goofy, I think it's Samantha Weller _.
Okay, and then to find me, you can find me on Facebook. I've got my fan page, which is just Kyle Peck, and then on Instagram, it's Kyle Skater 24. That's KYLESK 8R24.
Perfect.
If you want to be my fan or just find me,